Hey parents, Carmine here with your video review of Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Terrorists win.
Counter-Strike was originally created way back in 1999, and the basic mechanics of the game haven't changed much since then. Fortunately, the mature content hasn't changed either, so you can consider this a review for all Counter-Strike games to date, including Counter-Strike Source. Counter-Strike is a multiplayer game where counter-terrorists are pitted against terrorists in the ultimate team deathmatch.
Counter-terrorists win. I was like shooting a bear.
Violence is the only factor in this game. Players will have access to an arsenal of firearms, most of which will have exactly the same effect. Hits will result in very little visible blood, but the amount of blood that remains will depend almost entirely on the location of the firefight. If a player is hit while outdoors, there is almost always no blood at all. Fights that go on indoors, especially in tight spaces, will leave blood splatters on the walls and nearby objects. If a significant firefight takes place in a hallway, there can be a decent amount of blood left over. However, blood is removed from the play space at the end of the usually very brief round. The only time when I notice blood being emitted from the player is if the player is hit in the head. When this happens, a small spurt of blood can sometimes be seen. However, this is always very brief. Explosions, no matter how large, do not cause any blood or gore. If the explosion kills a unit, that unit goes flying into the air. Otherwise, the unit is completely unaffected. As a result of the violence, but the lack of any other mature content, we gave this game a recommended age of 12 years old. For the full written review, including the extra categories, log on to SideStoryGames.com.